Hello and welcome back to World Liston. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of Cambodia, to the vast, shimmering expanse of Tonle Sap Lake. Many of you might know it for its incredible floating villages, where life moves with the rhythm of the water. But what if I told you that one of these villages holds a secret? A story of incredible ingenuity, wartime desperation, and a group of brilliant engineers who simply vanished from history? This isn't just a story about a village. It's the mystery of the Royal Khmer engineers and their lost floating fortress. Let's set the scene. We're in the late 18th century, a tumultuous time for Southeast Asia. The once mighty Khmer Empire is caught in a devastating tug-of-war between two powerful neighbors. Siam to the west, ruled by the formidable kings Thaksin and later Rama I, and the expanding Vietnamese to the east. The Khmer Kingdom, under the young King Ang is fighting for its very survival. Its heartland, including the capital, is constantly under threat. Sieges are long and supply lines are easily cut. The Khmers needed an edge, a secret weapon to protect their people and their sovereignty. Conventional wisdom suggests that the floating villages on Tonle Sap grew organically over centuries. Simple fishing communities adapting to the lake's dramatic seasonal changes. But new theories propose a far more strategic origin for one specific settlement. Imagine this. Instead of a scattered collection of fishing huts, picture a highly organized, mobile military base, a floating fortress engineered to perfection. This was the work of the Royal Khmer Engineers, an elite group of architects, craftsmen, and strategists whose names are now lost to time. Their mission was audacious: to build a self-sufficient, defensible city on the water. This wasn't just about lashing some bamboo rafts together. We're talking about a marvel of engineering. They designed homes, workshops, and even fortifications on buoyant platforms, using a unique system of bamboo pontoons and lightweight water-resistant wood. These structures had to be stable enough to live on, but mobile enough to be moved at a moment's notice. Think of it as an entire city that could disappear into the vastness of the lake, evading enemy armies. The genius of this floating base was its adaptability. During the dry season, as the lake receded, the village could be anchored near the fertile floodplain, allowing its inhabitants to cultivate rice and other essential crops. They weren't just soldiers. They were farmers, blacksmiths, and families. This mobile city had its own forges for crafting weapons, its own net makers for securing food from the lake's rich bounty, and its own systems for collecting fresh water. It was a completely self-sustaining ecosystem designed for survival during a prolonged war. When the monsoon rains arrived, the Tonle Sap would swell to more than 5 times its size, transforming into a massive inland sea. This was when the engineers' creation truly shone. The entire village would rise with the waters and could be relocated deep into the flooded forests surrounding the lake. The dense mangrove canopy would have provided perfect camouflage, making the base virtually invisible from the shore and undetectable to Siamese or Vietnamese ground forces who were unfamiliar with the treacherous, shifting waterways. This floating city became a ghost, A phantom stronghold that could house refugees, train soldiers, and launch surprise guerrilla attacks before melting back into the labyrinthine landscape. These engineers weren't just builders. They were masters of hydrology and natural science. They understood the lake's currents, its seasonal pulses, and its hidden channels better than anyone. They would have used this knowledge to navigate the massive expanse, using the water itself as both a shield and a highway. They could control access to the heart of the Khmer kingdom, protect the royal family, and secure vital food supplies for the war effort, all from their elusive, mobile headquarters. For the Siamese armies marching towards the capital, this unseen force on the lake would have been a constant, unnerving threat. So what happened to them? This is where the story turns into a genuine historical mystery. The wars eventually subsided. Siam solidified its influence, and Cambodia entered a new, albeit difficult, chapter. But the records are strangely silent about the fate of the Royal Khmer engineers and their incredible floating city. There are no victory parades celebrating their ingenuity, no monuments built in their honor. It's as if they and their groundbreaking knowledge simply evaporated. One theory is that after the immediate threat passed, the strategic need for such a complex, mobile base diminished. The engineers and the community may have simply integrated back into mainstream Khmer society. Their specialized skills, once crucial for war, might have been repurposed for peacetime projects, their legacy absorbed and forgotten over generations. The floating fortress would have been dismantled, its materials repurposed for ordinary homes, its secrets lost as the urgency of war faded. Another, more poignant possibility is that the community chose to remain on the water. Perhaps they had adapted so perfectly to life on the lake that the shore no longer felt like home. Over time, the military discipline would have relaxed, and the strategic fortress would have slowly transformed into the civilian fishing village we see today, like Kampong Flak or Kampong Kling. The descendants of these brilliant engineers would be the fishermen and families living on the lake now. Their incredible history buried beneath generations of peaceful, everyday life. They would still be masters of the water, but the memory of their ancestors as royal strategists would be gone. And then there's a darker possibility. Secrecy was paramount to their success. It's conceivable that the knowledge of how to build and operate this mobile fortress was a closely guarded state secret. After the wars, perhaps the Khmer court, or even their Siamese overlords, saw this independent, powerful community as a potential threat. In the brutal politics of the era, it's not unthinkable that the group was quietly disbanded or, worse, eliminated, to prevent their skills from ever being used against the ruling powers. In this scenario, their disappearance wasn't an accident. It was an erasure. Today, when you visit the floating villages of Tono Sap, you see incredible resourcefulness. You see homes that rise and fall with the water, floating schools, shops, and gardens. It's easy to see this as a simple, timeless adaptation to the environment. But next time you see footage of these stilted houses standing high above the dry earth or floating gracefully on the flooded plains, Consider the possibility that you're looking at the living echo of a lost military-industrial complex. You might be witnessing the legacy of the Royal Khmer engineers, whose genius allowed a kingdom to survive, but whose story was swallowed by the very waters they conquered. Their names are gone, their blueprints lost. All that remains is the ghost of an idea, a floating city that was once the last line of defense for a kingdom on the brink. The mystery of what truly happened to them remains one of Cambodia's most fascinating and untold stories. What do you think happened to these master builders? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this dive into hidden history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. This is World Liston, signing off.